piece of fucking Momo. You are a Momo. Alright guys, what's going on? Titan Medical? Right there, look. My boy pulled the mail, alright? The show is now called Real Training Talk with Gregg Valentino. Anyway, so we're sponsored by Titan Medical, but we also, look, my boy right there, your boy. I said my boy, your boy. Okay, Muscle Sport Mag. We're coming to, wait a minute, let me put this over here. We're coming to the end. We're coming to a new issue is going to be coming out very shortly. So, last I know, when I was with Joe last week, we didn't have a lot of those issues left. So if you want that issue, you got to get a hold of Joe. And I forget how many magazines. I just grabbed these really fast because I have to do this real fast today. Okay, I got a lot of shit to do today. Let me pull this a little bit closer. All right. So I don't even know if I showed you these magazines anyway, but right here, look. This is one of the old muscle mags. That, of course, is our boy Serge Newberry. What year is this? Shit, I don't know. Oh, 1980. 1980. And on the back, Chris Dickerson, Beef It. Remember that? Remember, he came up with, he even wrote a book called Beef It. Okay? That was, Robert Kennedy. So, you know, but here's a look at Steve Reeves in here. Steve Reeves, look, Steve Reeves. Okay, there's a lot of good stuff in here, bro. These are the magazines. Look, Muscle Mags, milk and egg protein. You know I like these ads. Look, Muscle Mags, milk and egg protein. I got shit on my fingers, hair dye. Yeah, I dye my fucking beard because otherwise it'd be all fucking salt and pepper. So anyway, I have this same machine right here, forearm machine, right? I used to use that when I was a kid. That's a forearm machine. Alright, and then, if you want to get really fucking crazy, you know, I don't know if I showed you this shit already. I'm a little shot. This is Muscle Mag. This is one, we're getting more towards the original Muscle Mags, right here, okay? This is Muscle Mag, see? And that's Frank Zane on a cover with the beard. Look at that. Anyway, this one is... What the fuck year is this one? I don't know. This might have been a special issue, actually. He used to come... You know, Muscle Mag used to come out with special issues. And look, here's Frank Zane on the back. The infamous... Look at that pose, bro. Look at that. That is perfection right there. That was Frank Zane. When Frank Zane was Frank Zane. You know? I mean, what a fucking... What a difference. I mean, this is great, all the shit in here. They're selling all posters and stuff, you know what I mean? Dude, this magazine was great. I don't know. And then, we have one more. Gotta keep it in the plastic, okay? Alright, that's right there. Look, Bertle Fox. Remember that? That's a Muscle Mag too. See, these are different phases. Look, and they had their own Muscle Mag proteins. Look at what they look like. Look at that proteins. That's on the back. But, yeah, anyway, that's Bertle Fox. So, I just like to show you the fucking old magazines. But, you know, that's what you got. Now, alright, so I'm going to answer some questions right now. So, let's get busy, okay?
How you doing? My name is John Sikoris, and this is Sharice Sikoris, and we're the owners of Titan Medical Center.
Alright, here we go. First question here. Now, fuck, I don't have my glasses again. I can't read my own fucking handwriting on here. All right. This is from last week. I did a question from 0000000. Okay, that's 4 zeros followed by a space and then 4 zeros. That's the guy's screen name. And he talked about Victor Richards and all that stuff. That was in my other thing. So he's saying to me, look, I didn't want to know about his drugs and how big he was and all. We all know how big he was. This is what he's saying to me. My original comment was about the training and diet. Sergio Oliva is known for eating a lot of food and training a lot of sets with heavy weight. There's something to that. The Barbarian Brothers too. I don't care what drugs they took. I always wanted to know how they trained and how they ate. The only thing I found from back then is, I can't read the fucking hearing. It's somebody ate 3 dozen eggs and even ate Doritos. Even Rory Lidl, which he means my boy Rory Littlemeyer. Even Rory, how did he diet back then? I just don't care about the steroids, Greg. I want to know about what the guys. I don't want to know what the guys are taking. I just want to talk about gym stories, training, food, and what the guys eat. You're asking me 10 questions in one there, and I can't answer. I mean, listen. They ate mostly back then, okay? Now, if you're talking about the 80s with Victor Richards and Roy Littlemeyer, I never ate with those guys. I didn't eat. I don't know what Roy Littlemeyer ate. I can tell you this. He was in the gym, and he did lots of volume of work, and he was a fucking monster. I mean, he was the biggest guy in the gym. He's bigger than Victor Richards, taller and stuff. Victor Richards was more massive. But let me get into something. When I talked about Victor Richards in my last rant, okay, I talked about how he was the biggest freak. Now, so somebody in there said, well, even over Ronnie Coleman? Yes. Okay, listen to what I'm telling you. I didn't say he's the most genetic freak, like Big Rammy. I didn't say he had better lines or he was more, of course Coleman was a better freak than him in the sense that, with the lines and everything else. But if Victor Richards took the shit that these guys take today, he'd be 350 pounds ripped. I'm telling you right now. He had more mass per square inch than, yes, Ronnie Coleman. He did. Anybody who knows him will tell you that. He did. I mean, he was fucking big, okay? Ronnie has big legs. Simmer down 000. I'm going to get to what you asked me. Big Rammy has got big legs, but they're like twigs next to what Victor Richards has. I'm just telling you that, okay? Now, getting to how those guys ate. What they ate mostly, you got to understand, there's like a line in the 1980s and in the 70s. In the 70s, they did a lot more of the keto type eating, which means meats, cottage cheese, eggs. Vince Gironda was a big guru back then. He was like the main guy who used to give advice to a lot of guys. And he had a lot of guys even making their protein shakes with heavy cream. Okay? He believed in all that. They did the meat, eggs, and water diet when they were trying to cut down. When they were trying to gain weight, they would just eat a lot more of that, and they would add in some carbs. Now, that 1980 line, things changed a lot, and that's where the whole low-fat bullshit came in, okay? So a lot of bodybuilders were switching over eating-wise. They were eating a lot of carbs back then, cutting their fats low and their proteins moderate. Mike Mentor, used to say that your body manufactures everything but the essential amino acids, you know what I mean? And that all you need to do is get those essential amino acids in you, and you're fine. You didn't need to take tons of protein. I think, if I remember correctly, and I talked to Mike Mentor personally, okay? He was in my gym. I talked to him on Gold's Gym, but he actually came to my gym to see me, okay? My gym, here, where I live in New York, that I owned. And he was telling me, I remember him telling me like 80, 90 grams of protein per bodybuilder, especially for like, if, it depends on how much you weigh. So basically that's like a gram of protein. Now, that was mostly the 80s way. They cut the fats down and they ate a lot more of the carbs and clean like that. Then came the Mauro Di Pasquale with what's called the anabolic diet, which you guys know now today as the keto diet. He started all that. No, you got to start, you got to kind of cut the carbs, as carbs are bad because there's sugar and insulin resistance and all of that. We want to eat a lot more fat, and you want to eat protein. So I remember when I first heard that, I was like, I felt guilty eating that fat, because I felt like, dude, I'm clogging my fucking arteries. I know I am, That's the way I felt. My arteries were just eating all that fat, because in my brain, I was so used to everybody talking about, no carbs, no fat, high carbs. And, the magazines even touted all that stuff, so after a while you were confused, But then it didn't take long, and I adapted to the Mauro Di Pasquale, eating the anabolic diet type of way, which is a lot more protein and a lot more fats, and then essential fats, okay? So basically, when you're asking me, what did they eat? What did those mass monsters eat? They ate a lot of eggs. They ate they used to eat a lot of hamburger patties, and they ate a lot of chicken. Chicken. All right, and that's the way I ate too when I competed. That's why to this day I have a little bit of thing. Chicken's not my favorite. Now I will eat chicken, yes, but if there's beef or pork on the menu, chicken comes third. I just that's me, okay? Because I had so much chicken back in the 80s. And that's the way it's still a miracle. I don't know if you think like there was a miracle. The miracle's more the change. The difference is in the training and in the drugs. And in the training is basically they trained a lot more than guys do today. All right? And it wasn't always heavy. It was making things work, making the muscle do the work. Arnold didn't break no records in the gym, guys. He used to do flies, I think, with 30-pound dumbbells, 35s, at the most. I've seen guys in the gym using 80s, swinging that shit, But they used to train a lot more sets, a lot more volume, a minimum of each body part twice a week, if not 3 times a week. And they would hit the sets. Again, Arnold would do anywhere from 35 being the minimum to like 50, 60 sets per body part 3 times a week. And it wasn't just him. That's the way they all trained. Victor Richards trained really heavy, okay? But he did volume work. He wasn't in the gym fucking around. He did a lot of fucking work, okay? He did a lot of sets. And I believe he did each body part twice a week, not 3 times a week, okay? You're asking me a question, and if you think like I like the old school method and I want to go the old school way, so I'm going to train the way they did, you can do that. That's fine, okay? But you still need protein, okay? You still need a little bit of carbs. If you're not fat, you need a little bit of carbs because they're protein sparing. You just got to make sure that clean carbs are going to fuck up your insulin resistance, okay? You need your fats, your essential fats, and you need to do work in the gym. Most of these guys today don't do work, and the ones that do lift heavy, it's because they're so fucking juiced up. It's not, you take enough steroids, you can lift heavy, trust me. But once you go off, it's you Pee Wee Herman. I'm not really sure if that answers your question, okay? I was there. I didn't eat dinner with Rory Leomeyer. I just knew him from the gym, and I was in awe of him. He was one of my idols. He was a fucking unbelievable. And he walked in the gym, and everybody turned their head. He was fucking huge. And not only was he huge, he had this fucking tapered waist, bro. He had a small ass. Victor Richards would come in. He looked like fucking Cyclops coming in, and he would come in, and those shoulders were so wide, and he had a V-taper, and there was no gut at all. Okay. So the biggest difference is the drugs and the fact that they trained more frequently back then. That whole overtraining. I don't believe that there's such a thing as overtraining. There's only undertraining. Okay? I think practice makes perfect. I think if you train a lot, you need to eat a lot, and you need to sleep a lot. Okay? And when you talk about eating, everybody's different, just like training. Some guys can get away with a lot of food and they don't get fat. Okay, and other guys, they got to force feed themselves because they just don't even have an appetite. Like Jay Cutler has to force feed himself, all right? Whereas, Juan Morel can eat tons and tons and tons and tons of food, okay? It depends on your metabolism. If you're naturally a skinny guy before you took steroids and you never had body fat on you, you can eat you can get away with junk. Now, you talked about somebody eating Doritos. I don't know who you meant in that rant. But I don't, I mean, every bodybuilder might pick on certain foods, from pizzas to M&Ms to whatever. Corey Everson used to like to eat a bag of M&Ms and stuff. You know what I mean? I know that for a fact. But that's what does that have to do with anything? It's just these are genetically elite people you're talking about that could get away with eating that. I seen Vince Taylor eating donuts. Powdered donuts. You can get away with that. He's elite. Just like you have friends, bro. Come on, you have friends that can eat shit and never fucking get fat. They can eat that shit all day, all night, and they never get body fat. It's genetic. So you can't go by that. The bottom line is they trained more frequent, at least 2, if not 3 times a week. Okay? Most trained in the 80s, most trained 2 a week. Each body part twice a week. In the 70s, it's 3 times a week. And most of them, they ate good amounts of protein. They ate a lot. There's no rocket science, bro. There's no secrets, It's just today everything's in excess. It's a lot more drugs today. Take everything you can. That's really the difference. I hope that answers your question. I mean, All right? Next question. This is from my boy Jacob Anderson. And he wants to know, Greg, could you give me information on your experience with Nolvadex and Clomid? Basically, he's asking me about aromatase inhibitors, I'm assuming. Excuse me. New York, baby, still got that cold. Alright, you're asking me about aromatase inhibitors, I'm assuming, because Clomid is bad aromatase inhibitor. I'm assuming you're talking about it with that, okay? If you're not, listen, Clomid is follicle stimulating hormone, FSH, okay? When you take Clomid, it stimulates your balls to produce, gonadotrophin, HCG, your own HCG. The only time I took Clomid was when I used to take it like every 6 weeks or so, just to keep my balls active. I would take a little bit of HCG, okay, and then I would take Clomid to produce more of my own, okay? Clomid is follicle stimulating hormone, and HCG is, is gonadotrophin. So that would actually help my balls to, stimulate, try to get a little more testosterone. A lot of guys take that after they're done working out. They're done with their fucking steroid cycle. But if you don't take anti-estrogens, some people believe that Clomid's got anti-estrogen properties. Bullshit. Clomid stimulates estrogen too. Okay, it's follicle stimulating hormone. So not only does it stimulate testosterone, but it stimulates enough testosterone in the conversion into estrogen. So I think the aromatase inhibitors. Yeah, I hope that's what you're asking me, Jacob. I'm not sure, because you're asking me a question. Nolvadex sucks, bro. Don't take Nolvadex. Nolvadex is just an estrogen blocker, and the minute you go off that shit, it doesn't work good at all. The action of Nolvadex, it just blocks estrogen, and it's not going to do shit. You want aromatase inhibitors. Now, I always took letrozole, okay? Letrozole is an assassin, which the brand name is Femara. There's also Arimidex and extramethane, which is, Aromacin, and you can take that, okay? Those are all your, Arimidex is probably the most popular guys take. It's an anti-estrogen, but it doesn't destroy estrogen away. Aromacin and Femara. Femara is just a monster. It kills estrogen. So, especially an older guy like me, I don't want any fucking estrogen, all right? You younger guys produce a lot more estrogen than I would, but the thing is that I don't want, you know, as an older guy, you start growing tits when you're fucking 50. I don't want to grow tits, all right? So I don't take too much where, you know, I keep a little bit of estrogen in me. You got to have a little bit of estrogen. So I will take like maybe a half of Femara twice a week, which is a whole Femara pill, and letrozole. And that seems to do the trick. Now, if I was to take a full, I'm not on a cycle like that, okay? I just started HRT. If I was to do a full tilt cycle, I would probably take one pill twice a week, which is still, by a lot of bodybuilding standards, that's fucking an assassination of estrogen, okay? Arimidex seems to do the same type of job, but just more worries about, you know, the aromatase part of it, okay? You know, it stops the conversion. It's very good. Arimidex is really, really good, and a lot of guys take it. Nolvadex is barbaric. Guys don't use that too much anymore. That's like, that was the old days. That was like the first wave of anti-estrogens, and they've approved, you know, the anti-estrogen so much. There is a school of thought, okay? Listen to what I'm going to tell you. Now, I don't know if this is true or not, but in the old days, they used to say, don't take the Nolvadex, because Nolvadex would actually sometimes compete with the steroid receptor site and could actually block your own testosterone, you know, you know, the hormone, you know, the steroids that you're taking. It could block that from binding to the receptor site. Now, I'm not sure if that's true or not scientifically. I don't know. You know what I mean? I can't tell you for sure. But there is a school of thought where some people do believe that. So they believe that when you take Nolvadex, not only does it block estrogen, it can block some of the steroid that you're taking. Don't know if it's true. I know for me, you want to know my experience. Okay, I took Clomid to get my balls started. I took it for 2 weeks. I took like 14 pills for 2 weeks. Took a pill a day for 2 weeks, okay, to get my own balls going. All right. HCG I would inject just to get it, to get you know, gonadotrophin in my blood. Okay, you know, it's almost like starting the kindling with the fire. You know what I mean? And Clomid was like the log, which, you know, which in the long term got my own HCG going. Do you understand? So I would get the HCG in my blood right away by taking HCG, gonadotrophin, and then I would take Jesus Christ, the Clomid to get my FSH hormones to stimulate my balls, okay, to produce my own HCG. So I would do it for 2 weeks. By the time I was done, it would get my own HCG going. My gonadotrophin. Holy fuck, I feel like I'm talking in riddles. I'm sorry, guys. I'm a little bit off today. I can feel it. So forgive me, all right? I'm just trying to explain to you. That's how I see. I'm not really sure why you're asking me about Clomid and Nolvadex. Some people use Clomid as an anti-estrogen. They did. They did. I don't think you guys do it anymore. But I know that, and it's fucking crazy because that's wrong. Clomid can actually fucking stimulate estrogen. I know guys who got bitch tits from Clomid. Okay? So if you're gonna do that, you gotta take an anti-estrogen, and I wouldn't really take fucking Nolvadex. I just feel like Nolvadex is barbaric. There's probably guys out there that still like Nolvadex. You'll get guys maybe arguing in this video right here. No, you're wrong. You're absolutely wrong. No, I'm not. I'm not wrong. Okay, I've been around more fucking juices. I sold that shit. I used it for years. Years. I know more about that. I know more guys that did it. I'm not talking about shit I read on the internet or some scientific study. I'm telling you, I know from experience. Okay? I would do the HCG to start my blood off. Get that fucking gonadotrophin in my blood to stimulate my balls. Okay? But if you just did HCG, once you stop taking HCG, you don't have your FSH stimulating your balls, so you're not stimulating your balls anymore. It stops. So I would do the HCG, okay, to get that shit in my blood, and then I would do the FSH, which is the Clomid, to stimulate my own gonadotrophin going, okay, to get it going. It's almost like I said, starting a fire. You use newspapers and kindling to start a fire, and the log that actually keeps the fire going, that was my Clomid. It would keep me going, okay? And if I couldn't get HCG, I would use just Clomid. You understand? Because Clomid works. It really works. It gets you fucking nuts to produce. Yeah, I mean, listen, they give it to people who can't, like, you know, to boost their test levels, not test levels, their sperm levels, okay? You know, and And it helps with their test levels. If they're trying to get, if they're impotent, you know what I mean? And you give it to women, it's really made for women to ovulate, okay? So in men, it could actually help to boost their fucking gagoots down there, their fucking balls, to produce more of everything. And in women, it produces, you have fucking triplets and shit like that, because you ovulate more than one egg, okay? That's what Clomid's really for. Anyway. So there you have it. I could tell you one of my best friend got fucking bitch tits from taking Clomid, because he was trying to get his wife pregnant, and a doctor put him on Clomid, and he got fucking bad bitch tits. His sperm count went up, but not enough. He had problems with that from when he was a kid anyway. So I'm just trying to tell you, that's what that's made for. If you want to kill your estrogen, you got aromacin, you got letrozole, okay? The Arimidex is probably the best, but I would stay away from fucking Clomid and Novadex. Okay, so that's it. Next question. Alright, Jazz Guitarist says, Greg, your no BS common sense answers to our Momo questions is refreshing, to say the least. Thank you. Could you answer the question, what exercises do you think are total waste of time? You gotta forgive me, I can't never read this shit in my own handwriting. Are no-brainers in terms of work and reward. Thanks. That's a weird question. There's no such thing as an exercise that's a waste of time. No such thing. I don't even push-ups. They're not a waste of time. Okay? There's no such thing as an exercise as a waste of time. Now, the thing is, how do the exercise that would be considered a waste is an exercise that you don't feel. Do you understand? If you're over here and you're doing bench press, like Dorian Yates says, he used to get big front delts and it hit his triceps. Same thing with me, okay? Even though I won a bench contest, it doesn't matter. It didn't make the chest grow, okay? You gotta modify that though. Just because Joe Matarazzi or Baja Galup, it works on those fucking guys, doesn't mean it's going to work on you. They have different tie-ins. They're not you. There's a different body. Okay? Just because Tom Platt says you need to squat. Squatting is is the threshold of bodybuilding. Bullshit. Bullshit. Dorian Yates even blew that myth apart. Dorian Yates squatted on a Smith machine. Never free squatted in years. Okay? I'm telling you. I don't squat. I do leg press. I used to hurt myself all the time squatting. Everybody's different. If you got narrow hips, okay, Tom Platt said wide hips. If you got narrow hips, you're not made for squatting. I'm just telling you that right now. Everybody's different. You got to find out what's right for you. Jazz guitarist, right? Yeah, jazz guitarist. You got to find out what's right for you. That's the key to this whole thing. Find out what's right for you. There's no such thing as a waste of time if you like it. Okay? If you're doing an exercise and you feel it, then fuck it. It's do it. But if you're doing an exercise and you don't feel it, just because Joe Matarazzi does it doesn't mean it's gonna fucking work for you. Alright? Kabish? Alright? Some guys don't like barbell curls. I built my arms basically doing barbell curls with a straight bar. Now I don't like it. Now I'd rather use an easy curl bar. Everybody's different. Sometimes you change too. Okay? Everybody's different. You gotta find out what's right for you. But there's no such thing as an exercise. It's a waste of time. And it's only a waste of time if you don't feel it. Alright? Alright. That's it. Alright. Annabelle Torres says, when I train, I always do one body part a day, and towards the end I usually do either, he didn't say he's training legs, but here he's talking about legs. I usually do either hack squats, pendulum machine squats, or some type of hamstring exercise. I only rest 10 to 15 seconds between sets, and I'll finish my training session in 1 hour. Some dudes say you can't gain muscle because it's too short of a training period. Do you think I can make gains by doing legs that way. By the way, I'll do legs till failure. Thank you, Greg. You're the best. Whatever. Wait, Annabelle, right? Yeah, Annabelle. Hey, Annabelle. What do you listen to these fucking guys for? I do 4 sets. Go look at my fucking leg workout and then go look at my fucking legs. My legs are fucking jacked and I can fucking hang with a pro bodybuilder. I pull my pants down. I got fucking split fucking, my quads are split and striated. My quads are big. My fucking hamstrings are jumping out of my pants. When I walk in sweatpants, you can see them from behind. Okay? And I do 4 sets of leg press, but I do it the way, I do it no rest like you, okay? And I do it, and I can finish it, my whole leg workout in about 40 minutes. So you tell your fucking friends at the gym, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. It doesn't matter how long it takes you to fucking work out. What's wrong with these guys? Okay? Man, it's the work you put in. And when you cut your rest periods, that's an intensity, man. That's an intensity. So I get high reps with low rest periods. You try doing that. Go to my fucking YouTube channel and check out my leg workout on there. Now, I got to tell you, I used to do 2 plates on each side. It was, I started out just a long time ago, though. I used to do 70 reps with that non-stop. You don't stop, and breathe, and then keep it going, and stop. No, bro. It's just non-stop, like that, all the way up, all the way down. I would do 70. My first set, my warm-up set, would be 2 plates on each side, 70 reps. I started getting 125 reps with that and everything like that, which you never stop. You don't stop till you can't do it anymore, till you burns. So I was getting 125 reps. So then I smacked on more weight. Bang! So now I do 3 plates on each side. Okay? And I'm doing that for 70 reps. Okay? And until I start getting more reps with that, and then I get, and I have to start off with 4 plates. But I just keep adding plates like that, which is 90 pounds. All right? So, just watch the fucking workout video. You'll see what I'm talking about. But don't listen to these fucking guys. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. It doesn't matter how much fucking time you spend doing this shit. It matters the intensity you put in there. I mean, fucking Mike Metzer, forget Mike Metzer. Arthur Jones would put you through 1 set. That would be 5 minutes, and you wouldn't be able to move the next day. 1 set, 5 minutes though. Okay? So, excuse me. I just ate before fucking, before I started doing this shit. So I'm burping over here. You got that? Alright? It doesn't matter how fucking much time you put in. They're stupid. Don't listen to these fucking momos. They're fuckos, okay? Just keep doing what you're doing. Is it working? That's what you should be saying to yourself. Is it working? Because if it's working, what do you give a shit what they say? If it's not working, then you're probably not doing it intense enough and you're stopping. You can't just do 10 sets and 10 reps and then stop and then wait 15 seconds and then go again like that. That's you got your last reps, you should be almost ready to puke. Okay, you got to do it. We can't do it no more. To failure. Do you understand that? To failure. Go watch my leg workout. That's the best I can tell you. I got to sit here to give it a whole fucking thing again. I'm telling you, don't listen to these fucking guys. Keep your rest periods down next to nothing. Do high volume and make the muscle through. You gotta go to failure. Especially with legs. They're deep fibers. You want to go to the point where you can't do 1 fucking more. Okay? There you go. I hope that answers your question. But you can't listen to these fucking guys. Nobody says an hour is a long time to do for a body part. I mean, I do it all the time, but it's not like, oh no, you got to be doing 3 hours and you're not doing legs right. Get the fuck out of here. Tell them I said they're fucking stupid. Alright. Fucking, they're fuckos. Alright, next question. I never know how to say this guy. Dubajong, Jubajanga, whatever the fuck it is here. For someone who is a lifelong natty and chooses to remain that way, what supplements do you think are useful, if not necessary to use, in addition to eating clean, blah, 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 blah. I currently take whey isolate, pre-workout, intra-workout supplements, and beetroot powder. Okay, and then he says, I'm considering giving desiccated liver a try, like the old timers did. You know, we want to know what my opinion is. Wow. Okay, guys, listen to me. My opinion is that's fine. I mean, listen, a protein powder, most of you bodybuilders don't really sit around and drink protein powder all day. Some might have a shake. Usually you drink a shake to get extra protein in you. It's low calorie, so to get lower calories, yet get the protein in you, and especially if you're one of these guys that's very active and you're out and you need protein on a certain feeding, you know what I mean? Let's say every 2.5 hours I need to get my protein in me. Some of the guys use a shake like that as a tool. It's a supplement. The word supplement means in addition to. Okay? So not everybody's big on protein. I know bodybuilders who don't like to take protein powder, who don't drink that shit. Okay? But you as an amateur, most of you guys don't get a chance to get enough protein. And if you're going to work your job and you're sitting in your fucking office and you haven't eaten in fucking 4 hours or so, instead of grabbing a fucking handful of them M&Ms that are on your boss's fucking desk in a bowl, that's where you could grab a little protein shake and get that in you. Okay? Now, the other one, guys take creatine works. It seems to, it's kind of like self-volumizing, man. It just, you get a little bit stronger with it. It seems to keep you fuller. Obviously, pre-workouts, if you're fucking shot, you know what I mean? You need a little fucking giddy up, A pre-workout's good. The intra-workout stuff's a little bit overrated, if you ask me. You can drink an essential amino acids, you don't really need the branch chain. The essentials are the most important. Get those essentials in you. And you asked about desiccated liver. Desiccated liver has good properties to it, but it's also a protein in one sense. But they also believe that like cells help like cells. So if you eat liver, it helps your liver. And that was a big thing back. That's one of the main reasons why bodybuilders took it. They actually believed they were helping their liver. Okay? And it's rich in B vitamins and all of the bullshit. But back in the day, that was a big thing. Okay? Desiccated liver. It was huge in the 70s. Kind of died out in the 80s. But in the 70s, guys who started with taking steroids and stuff, they didn't have all the shit they have today, guys. They didn't have all this stuff, you know what I mean? Nobody knew about, all the shit that they have out there today. Not just medicines, but supplements, They didn't know about that. Milk thistle, NAC, turmeric, the evening primrose oil. They didn't have all that shit, bro. It wasn't, so they used to take desiccated liver because they believed that like cells help like cells, okay? But your body also does see it as a protein as well. So, but I mean, it's good. You can't hurt you to take it. Most of the stuff that's out there is a waste of time. Test boosters, this, that. It's not going to boost your test. And sometimes, if there is something in there that's going to boost your chest, it's going to boost it just enough that's going to actually shut your test off. Okay? So, listen. Just eat clean. Eat clean. You're better off. Rich Piana was right when he used to tell people that. Eat clean. You don't need some funky protein powder. And all these supplement companies, most of them are a scam. You know what I'm saying? Eat clean. Take a good pre-workout if you need it. They definitely work. They'll fire you up in a workout. When you're crawling in the gym, you worked all day and you're fucking dragging yourself in the gym like this. You take a little protein fucking babanya there. You get a little fucking the go-go juice in you and you're ready to fucking tear apart the gym. That's without a doubt. But do you need to drink an intra-workout drink? No. Some people will tell you, if you talk to the big gurus out there in the fucking, the camel crew, they'll tell you drink like a Gatorade, you know what I mean? Because it's got the nutrient, the electrolytes, which is really important. Your minerals, you don't want to lose all that. And the sugars in there help to keep your muscles going. But I don't see that, okay? You could do it. Is it Well, is it perfect to do it? You know, like, yeah, you gotta do that. No, no. But I think you're fine. My advice: take a good multivitamin, a good multi-mineral vitamin. Supplement. Those are the things that are really important. You're not gonna see like, holy shit, I'm taking a multivitamin, man, I'm jacked. But it keeps the machine going. You understand? Keeps the machine working right. Okay? It's like putting oil in your car. All right? It's not going to make the car. You don't say, oh, shit, man, I'm going fast now. I put this new one. Oh, the car runs. No, but it keeps everything working right. Okay? This is my best advice to you. Don't go spending any money on all these funky supplements. And all these supplement companies are full of shit. So, sorry. All right, guys. So, I answered your questions this week. I hope everybody's doing well out there. If you put your questions down here, I'll answer more questions. I hope you like the answers. It's hard. Sometimes you guys are asking me questions that are like, they're a little iffy. They got like different answers to them and stuff. It's hard to, I try to give you the straight, no bullshit thing. Like when I talked about the Clomid and all that stuff, I know, I did it for years. I sold it. My boys all did it. I know this is not, I don't have to read on the internet. I don't care what it says in some forum, as some fucking know-it-all says or whatever. I don't give a fuck what they say. I know. Okay? I'm giving you, when I tell you these things, I tell you from my experience. Okay? These are all my experience. Same shit when I talked about the 80s and the 70s and what they ate. I didn't sit down and eat with some of those guys, and some of the guys I did. But I'm telling you that most guys all ate the same fucking thing. All right, in the 70s, it was a lot similar to like the Atkins keto diet. Come contest time, they basically ate just fats and proteins and water. It was called the egg and meat, egg and water diet. That's what they used to do, and a lot of that was touted by Vince Gironda. Okay, in the 80s, it was all high carbs, no fat. All right. Things change. But I'm telling you from a fact, from a guy who was there, not some fucking guy who's on the internet that seems to know everything or talks like he knows everything. Now, some guy in a forum that you read on, some anabolic forum or whatever, no, this is what they say. I'm telling you from experience. I was there. Okay? I sat where Arnold sat, right there, ate food. Watch him. I've been in the same restaurant with him 10 times. Okay? I didn't eat dinner sitting with him, but I sat at the table later on and talked with Franco Colombo, and Arnold was still eating, sitting there. So, I'm just telling you. Eggs. Fucking hamburger meat. Cottage cheeses. Shit like that. They ate like that, okay? Arnold ate pancakes. He loved pancakes. It was his favorite food. But later on, in the 90s, the guys like Victor Richards, a lot of chicken. Victor Richards ate a lot of chicken, a lot of rice and shit like that. It's no different, bro. It's not like, I want to know what they ate, because what they ate is what I'm going to eat. It's not going to give you the same results. That's them. You got to find out what's right for you. That's the one big thing I tout that you guys don't seem to fucking understand, that it's just because fucking Joe Matarazzo or Bajagaloop does it, doesn't mean that you're going to fucking get like them. They found out what's right for them. Okay? Matarazzo ate a lot of steak. He blames the steak also for the heart stuff, but it was genetic, okay? He ate a lot of red meat. He ate it like 4 or 5 times a day, all right? There's a lot of guys. Some guys don't eat any red meat. They eat just fish. You gotta find out what's right for you. All right? Gabish? All right. I'll see you guys next week, all right? Remember what I tell you. Be good to your girl. Be good to your significant other. Pay your fucking child support. Don't be a fucking lazy cocksucker. Don't be a fucking deadbeat dad. I hate that. And most of all, stop fucking around. You know what to fucking do. Do it. I love you, Momos. See you next week.